Welcome ladies and gentlemen to my YouTube channel. Hope you are all doing well. My name is Riga. For my returning viewers and also to my new subscribers, I usually appreciate so much for your great support always. So for now Kenyans, things are boiling up. And for now, William Samoei Ruto is in total fear. Why? Because this thing known as one-term wave is now growing like a bushfire. Remember earlier on, if you can, Musalia Mudavadi came out and said that there is no one or there is no African president who has ever went a one-term. That's what now Mudavadi said earlier. If you can remember, yeye alisema that hakuna president yoyote muafrika ameshawahi kuenda one term. Meaning what he was trying to mean is that William Samoei Ruto cannot go as a one-term president. That's what now Musalia Mudavadi at that time he was trying to bring. But remember this thing again, Kenyans. In Africa, up to now, there is some of the countries which we can point out, whereby inside those countries, they have experienced a one-term thing. It is not just a one country, but it is around 5 countries. So far, their presidents have now experienced a one-term thing. So that's why I've told you that for now, this one-term wave is now spreading as fast as a bushfire. And that's why President William Samoei Ruto up now, he is in fear. And the thing is that the one-term wave and Ruto's growing fear. That's what now you need to know, because this one-term move is now growing as fast as possible. And again, William Samoei Ruto ni kama at the end of the day anaweza kuwa the victim of this thing known as a one-term movement. So earlier on hapo nimewambia that in Africa we have some of the countries whereby inside this country they have experienced thing known as a one-term, whereby their presidents have so far experienced a one-term, a one-term movement. Remember this one-term movement ilianza upon Rigathi Gachagwa's after impeachment. Hapo ndo mambo ilianza, because Rigathi Gachagwa alikama out na this wave ya one-term. And I can remember some of the government bloggers walisema ati hiyo si agenda, ati ni kelele. Baadaye ndo wakajua yenyewe this thing is a serious matter, whereby tume experience hadi kwa the stadiums during the football matches, in rallies, in meetings, tumeona people waki break out and start singing this thing known as one-term thing. So for now, remember, as I've told you, that in Africa we have some of the countries whereby so far their presidents wamesha kutana na hii kitu inaitwa one term, and they are already the victims. So for now, Kenyans, the new African way, and that's why I'm telling you that for now we have something known as a new Africa way, whereby an unmistakable single term wind of change is reshaping presidential politics across the continent. Voters are rejecting incumbents faster than ever, signaling fatigue with populist promises that collapse under corruption, economic distress, and rising cost of living. And that's why I've told you that for now, this thing known as one term is now spreading as fast as a bushfire. So for now, in Africa, we have some of the countries zenye already zilisha face hii kitu inaitwa one term, whereby their presidents walitumwa nyumbani mara moja. And the first country ni Malawi. Hii ya Malawi naye naona mliona juzi hapa what happened to Chakwera. Chakwera alitumwa nyumbani, and remember Chakwera yeye ni close friend to William Samoei Ruto. So for now, William Samoei Ruto again, ukiona rafiki yako ametimuliwa mbio, pia wewe unajua that pia mambo yako inaweza chemuka at any time. The second country we have Nigeria. In Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari left office deeply unpopular after 8 years of hardship. Can remember pia huko Nigeria pia mambo ilichemuka. Let us go in Zambia. In Zambia in 2021, Edgar Lungu was unseated by Hakainde Hichilema after a single 5-year term marked by debt, inflation, and youth frustration. Again, let us go to Sierra Leone. In Sierra Leone, in 2018, it was in 2018 in Sierra Leone, whereby so Ernest Bai Koroma's party ousted after economic stagnation. Then the last one we have Ghana. Both John Mahama and Nana Akufo-Addo have faced intense Wantam pressure from disillusioned citizens despite early reformist rhetoric. So for now, Kenyans, remember this thing known as Wantam movement, ama Wantam wave. It is not something that you can just come out and say it is a small thing. Because remember, this is not the first time, or I know some of you have already witnessed some of these events zikifanyika, whereby in case of rallies tunaona watu wanaanza kuimba one term, wanaanza kusema Ruto must go, one term, Ruto must go. And again, this thing inaendelea ku grow day by day. And that's why William Samoei Ruto up to now is in fear. And by example, which I have told you that so far in Africa, we have like 5 countries. And these 5 countries, they clearly shows the evidence that enyewe one term is inevitable. Na ikiamua kukuja, imeamua kukuja. There will be no an escape route. Again, remember Kenyans, I know most of the Kenya Kwanza bloggers wanasema tiyo kazi yetu ni one term, kazi yetu ni nini. But remember this, the people of Kenya, they are the ones who appointed Ruto. They are the ones who gave Ruto the work. And again, you must remember that these same Kenyans, they are the people can decide if Ruto will continue or if Ruto will not continue. So there's no arguing there, because it is the Kenyans. It is the Kenyans. For them, hao ndo walipea William Samoei Ruto kazi. And again, for them, hao ndo wanaweza sema hapana, hii waacha itu iishie hapa. Hakuna ku extend the contract. So for this thing, it is like a contract whereby these Kenyans wanakupea contract ufanye. Wakiona hauifanyi the way walitaka, wana cut short the contract. And that's why, first of all, the deal was William Samoei Ruto perform up to 2032. But from just 3 years, or from just 2 years after his election, things started going south. And that's why the Kenyans now decided, no, this is not the right way. We must change, because if we continue like this, things might humble us up there. And that's why wamesema pana, hii contract ya William Samoei Ruto atiziju 10 bila break, wacha cut short. Wacha kwanza tumpe hii Wantam, aende kwanza, baadaye tutaona kitu yenye itafanyika. But what you must remember is this, it is the Kenyans walipea William Samoei Ruto kazi. And this thing, it is a contract. Mahali penye unafanya vibaya ni hivyo, ukifanya vizuri pia ni hivyo. So these government bloggers or Ruto's allies, they must understand that it is the Kenyans who gave Ruto the work. It is not them who gave Ruto work. It is the Kenyans, whereby Ruto was being given this work, whereby he was being elected. And remember, these elections usually comes after 5 years. So it is a period whereby the Kenyans can analyze the work which you have done and can show the evidences, and they can show some of the blueprints telling that this is the what he has done and this is the what he has not done. But for William Samoei Ruto, together with his allies, hawa wanaona as if it is a joke, whereby tunaona the likes of Kinasudi wanatuambia for them kura lazima wajaze. Unajiuliza, hizi kura unataka kujaza, unataka kutoa wapi? Because Kenyans wameona that this man, ile kazi tulimpea ameshindwa kufanya, na haina haja tumuongezee tena miaka zingine 5. Wacha amalize hizi 5, then tutafute mtu mwingine mwenye atasukuma hizo 5 zenye zimebaki. So for now, Ruto is in fear, because this thing known as one term wave is now growing day in, day out. And to make the matters worse, it is not only in Kenya. but also across the Africa, whereby I have given you some of the example of the countries which they are the victims of the one-term thing. So for William Samoei Ruto pia yeye anajua anaweza fuata hiyo barabara, whereby other African countries already wameshafuata hiyo barabara kwa kutuma mapresidents wao wenye wamefail kufanya kazi nyumbani. So for now Kenyans, what's opinion on this issue of the one-term wave and Ruto's growing fear? Drop it at the comment section. Otherwise, thanks so much for great support. Consider subscribing, commenting, liking and sharing. Let's meet in another video.